guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Gems and today we're going to be doing another Reddit video. Now, malicious compliance. Don't you just love to see it when someone says do exactly what I told you and someone else is like, okay, bet. And then they sit back and watch the chaos unfold like some evil supervillain. It's the fine line between obeying the rules and flipping the bird, and today's stories, they're a prime example of pettiness. So if you like malicious compliance, come read some stories from the malicious compliance subreddit with me. Let's get into it. Let's start today's video with a post from Sweet Girl, and this is titled, Told to Stop Wasting Time on Customer Chats. Okay, no more small talk, ever. I'm a cashier at a small hardware store. My manager Dave is obsessed with efficiency. Last week he chewed me out for chatting with a regular about his DIY project. He said, stop wasting time with customers, scan items, take payment, done. His exact words, no one cares about your little conversations. Fine, Dave. Now I'm a robot, scan items, state total, bag stuff, no eye contact, no words beyond, cash or card. Customers are confused. One old guy even asked, you okay kid, you're usually so chatty. I just shrugged and said, store policy. Sales dropped a bit because our regulars love the personal touch. Yesterday Dave got a complaint from a loyal customer who said the store's lost its charm. He's been glaring at me, but can't say anything since I'm following his orders to a T. Now he's stuck doing damage control and I'm just here scanning like a good little robot. See, this has to be like my favourite form of malicious compliance, because I love it so much when bosses are just like, you know, dramatic, they're not being nice, and then it comes back to bite them in the butt. The next post is by Maddie Gator, and it's called, You Don't Want Us to Fill Up Empty Shelf Space, Good Luck Selling Air. Years ago I worked for a medium-sized retailer which sold all sorts of things from confectionery to garden supplies. The store had an aisle near the front of the store dedicated to events, which were pretty much right in the customers' faces as they entered the store. Every few weeks these event shelves would change over to a new department or be themed for any upcoming holidays or special events such as Mother's Day or Halloween. Usually for these events we would get stock delivered the week before and spend that week taking out the old stock and replacing it with the new lines. If the new line was missing from the delivery, we'd go and find a different line that would fit into that event from somewhere else in the store. One day in early April we received an email from the upper management, do not replace missing event lines with other lines. We emailed back to clarify, of course. Nearly every event delivery is missing at least one line. Do they want us to just spread other items out to fill the empty space or what? Just leave the space for any missing lines empty, it will look like they've sold out. Barely a month later, while preparing for the Mother's Day event, we received our regular delivery, with no Mother's Day event lines, not one, so we emailed upper management to let them know that we haven't received any of the event lines. They will come on your next delivery, do not fill empty space. Well, they did not arrive on the next delivery either. We emailed them again, informing them that we still did not have the event lines and heard nothing back, so we decided to do exactly what they asked. We cleared out the old event lines and left the entire event selection completely empty for the next entire 3-week period leading up until Mother's Day. After Mother's Day, during a conference call, a group call between upper management and all the store managers for the region, they asked us why we had 0 sales for event lines and why our sales for the period had dropped significantly. We just referred them back to the other previous emails where we told them that we never received the delivery, and they said not to fill the missing lines. Cue the most deliciously sweet, awkward silence. After the call, one more email was sent to everyone. Please use your best judgment when filling missing lines for events. Oh wow, I see how it is. They changed their tune real quick, didn't they? I bet they got like such a bollocking from upper management that they came back and was like, it's okay guys, you can do what you want. But okay, I like this. This was really like, well, we're doing what you told us. Our next post is from Marielle Bliss and it's titled, Told to Stop Parking Anywhere Near Their Drive. You got it, mate. I live on a terrace street in the UK where parking is a bit of a free-for-all. No driveways, no permits, just a first come, first served setup. Everyone sort of works around each other, unspoken rules and all that, until they moved in. New neighbours at number 12 decided they were royalty apparently. After a few weeks of petty stares and passive-aggressive comments, the bloke finally knocks on my door. He said, can you stop parking near our house? It makes it hard to reverse. I asked if I blocked his actual space. No, just don't park anywhere near our drive, like 5 feet either side, he said. Now keep in mind that they don't have a drive, just pavement like the rest of us. He basically wanted me to leave a 10-foot no-car buffer around the patch of curb in front of his house, which he doesn't own because it's a public street. Told him politely that it's a public road and I wasn't doing anything wrong. He huffed and puffed and told me to do what I like, but shouldn't be surprised if something happens to my car. Ah, there it is. I printed out the local council's parking guidance and highlighted the bit about public access and how it's first come first served, then made it my mission to never ever park near his house again, but not in the way he wanted. Started parking outside my house 2 doors down, then had mates, family, the postie, random people from Facebook Marketplace, anyone park in front of his place, sometimes bumper to bumper. What on earth? Why has bro brought an army for this? Bro literally gathered the local troops just to make this guy's life hard. He fumed, tried to glare me down from the window. I just smiled and waved. A couple of weeks later he tried to get the council involved. They came, looked, shrugged and left. One of them even parked there. Oh god. So he's like, council, quick, come look, they're parking in my place, and the guy pulls up like, what's wrong? Literally parked in the place. He's since stopped talking to anyone on the street, and now I park directly in front of his place anytime I get the chance. He wanted no one near his bit of the road, so now it's never free. So if anyone outside of the UK was wondering, this is how we handle conflict and disagreements over here, through petty behaviour and passive aggressive actions. I love this guy, he's my hero, I aspire to be like him someday. Our next post was posted by Gross040791 and it's titled, I'm telling you, that freezer has been fixed, put everything back in it. So this happened when I was about 16 and working at a TCBY. I was about to get off work when the store manager told me to take all of the display ice cream cakes and put them in the back freezer because the front freezer wasn't working. She then left for the day. About an hour after I did this, the store owner walks in yelling, "Why are all the display cakes not in the front freezer? We just had it fixed." I told him I was literally just done taking them and putting them in the back freezer per the manager's request. Some back and forth went on until I just shrugged and put the cakes back into the broken freezer and left. All of the cakes melted and I was fired. Oh well, lol. You're telling me they sacked you over this, OP? Wow, no words. So the store owner comes in and they're like, oh my god, what the hell, put the cakes in there. You're like, can't, it's broken. And they're like, no, put them in there. So you follow their instructions and then the cakes get ruined and you get the sack for it. That hardly seems fair. Moving on from that post because it was utterly annoying, we've got a post from Complete Emergency 99 and this one's titled, Kid was told to go to the bathroom alone, he very much didn't want to. So this happened many moons ago. Me and my ex was visiting a couple of close friends of ours. All kids, our two and their two, were running around and playing. My ex and her friend were sitting in the living room and me and her partner were in the kitchen. Suddenly I overheard our oldest boy, about 5 years old at the time, telling his mom, my ex, I have to go pee. Okay, so go pee, you know where the toilet is. I want you to come with me. At the time he hadn't been using diapers for at least 1.5 years and we have been there a lot of times, so he knew very well where the toilet was, and it was summer and daylight, so no darkness to be afraid of. No, you're a big boy, you can go by yourself, you know where the toilet is. He left the living room and as he patched the kitchen door, he saw me and came in to ask me the same thing. I just told him the exact same thing that his mother had told him. He turned around and was most likely on his way back to his mom when she showed up to get some coffee. Follow me to the toilet, I need to pee. You can go by yourself, you're a big boy. I don't want to. Well, you either go by yourself or you're gonna pee your pants. Okay. A few seconds pass and this is where this little legend of a boy looks his mom dead in the eyes and says, I don't have to go to the toilet anymore, as his pants slowly start to get darker and darker from the urine running down his legs. Well, isn't that just lovely? That's absolutely incredible. Nice one there, kid. I get the sense that this kid's probably an earth sign. The defeated look on her face, hilarious. She knew she couldn't be mad, he just used one of the options that she gave him. I died laughing, as did the other couple and their kids. Not at him, but at his mother's defeated expression and the fact that he intentionally peed his pants while looking straight at her. His mum also started laughing, saying, well, that was one of the options. He borrowed some clothes from the other family and went on with our night. He may or may not have received some extra snacks from me that night. I think that he did it on purpose. Like, kids are a lot more smart than we give them credit for. I 100% think that little guy did that out of spite because his mom wouldn't go with him to the bathroom. And I don't know whether that's horrifying or hilarious, but let's move on to the next post. Oh, hold on guys, I was about to go and read the next post, but someone's at my door. I better answer that. Oh no, it was my boss. He says I have to make these videos and that everyone has to like and subscribe to my channel. No exceptions, no questions asked. And well, you know what he said, we're gonna have to follow his instructions no matter what. Well, now he's gone, we can get on to the next post. This one was posted by EnoughSolly779 and it's called "She Technically Followed the Rules." When my daughter was 7 or 8, she had a tablet, had screen control activated so she wouldn't use it too much. All apps other than calling and texting would shut down. She figured out that if she texted herself YouTube videos, that she could watch them in the texting app. After the screen control shut them down, I figured it out when she came to me complaining that her tablet was out of memory. I couldn't understand why until I saw that she had over 30 gigs of memory used in texting. I couldn't really be mad since she was technically following the rules. You see, what did I say, man? Kids are really clever. And you know what, even I probably at my big age wouldn't have figured that out. So if like I was the parent, I wouldn't be mad either, because that's just more impressive than it is annoying. Congrats to the kid, I mean, she found a loophole. Our next post comes from Blind Uchia and it's captioned, "HOA said my trash cans had to be out of sight at all times." Now, I'm from the UK, in case you couldn't tell, and we don't really have HOAs over here, the homeowners associations. As far as I'm concerned, that's just not a thing that exists over here. But every single story I hear about them, they're just insane. They seem low-key and don't shoot me, but they sound like cults. They do not sound like nice things to be involved in. The fines and the regulations, like, people can't exist in peace from what I'm seeing. So I think I'm going to enjoy seeing someone stick it to the HOAs. Now, I've always kept my property neat, but we had this one board member, Rick, who took his job way too seriously. He'd do all these random patrols around the neighbourhood, taking photos of violations like some kind of parking lot vigilante. One day I got a notice in the mail, "Trash cans visible from the street must be kept out of sight at all times." Mind you, I keep mine at the side of my house next to my fence, not on the curb, not in the front yard, just barely visible if you were really trying, but apparently that was too much for Rick. I think Rick needs to get a hobby, potentially maybe a job, just something to occupy his time other than going around measuring grass and crying about bins. I called to ask for clarification. I asked, "You mean not on the curb except for trash day, right?" "No," Rick said, "they must not be visible from the street at all, regardless of where they're stored." "Alright, Rick, if it's total invisibility you want, cue malicious compliance." Oh my god, I can just like totally imagine OP just putting on the wall paint, getting ready. He's like having one of those training montages, just getting ready to stick it to Rick. I went online and brought a giant trash can shaped cover that looks like a hedge. Yes, they exist. It's basically a fabric wrap with printed shrubbery on it. Then I placed it exactly where it was before, the side of my house, slightly visible but now camouflaged to look like a bush. About a week later I got another note, but this time it was a thank you from the HOA for taking initiative to beautify my property. Rick apparently walked right past my trash bush and didn't even notice it. I left it there for months. Eventually Rick must have caught on because I saw him stop his car, back up and just stare at it. He never said a word. But the rules say not visible, and well, if you can't tell it's a trash can, then it isn't right. Sometimes playing by the rules is the most fun you can have. At first I thought that like that note was like, "Oh, thank you for putting that lovely cover over your trash can." I didn't realise that they just didn't notice that the trash can was there. That's really funny. And then I'm just imagining this guy, he's driving by one day and he's like, "Wait a damn minute, that ain't no bush." And then he's like, "Oh man, but I can't really say anything, can I?" This one, I like this one. This 2 thumbs up from me. Okay, I've got time for one more post today, and this is by the user Lightscope, and it's called "Customer Requests Extra Onions." Shout out to the McDonald's person for reminding me of this one. I worked in a kitchen of a decent restaurant within close proximity to several destination type golf courses, so we'd often get the same customers several days in a row. I happened to be working lunch Friday to Sunday along with my buddy who was bartending. He put in an order for a burger with a lot of extra onion, so the first day I probably doubled up the normal pre-sliced red onion. Saturday, same guy orders the same thing but asks for more this time, so I maybe put 1/4 of red onion's worth of slices on. Sunday rolls around and he asks for even more, so I grab a new onion, peel it and cut off the top and bottom so it will lay flat, stick on the burger. This thing is comically large, easily half onion. I was trying to be a smartass, fully expecting it to come back. Not only did he eat it, but he left a tip specially for me. Okay, well, this time malicious compliance worked well for you. I guess this guy just really likes onion on his burger. It all worked out in the end, I guess. Some people have very specific food preferences, and it seems that you unintentionally but met this guy's expectations, so it worked out. Well guys, that is all. If you've been watching till this point in the video, thank you so much for sticking around. I will mail you a cookie that should be there within 3 to 4 working days. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe to this channel. Until next time, bye bye.